Ready to intro?
Jay,
Hey, 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 y'all, hey. It's not my Friday, but it's still my sensual Sunday. Welcome to the BBW show, and I call this extended, y'all. Welcome to the BBW show extended on this beautiful rainy Sunday night. Doesn't matter. We all here, so that's what matters. I have, and I'm tuning in and tapping in today for a very, very special reason. I have a treat on the other end of this camera with me, guys. I am in the studio. I'm at home. I always say, sometimes I'm not home, but I'm home. I'm sitting pretty, trying to, because I have a special treat tonight. On Welcome to the BBW Show Extended Show, we have none other than the legendary R&B group band Cleveland bred, our own that we love here, and the world love them too. But we have Men at Large that's going live with me in live chat, y'all. They graced me with the interview, and I'm so happy and so ecstatic to have them on the other end. I be trying not to act starstruck. I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm like, corny, but I am. I be starstruck. I'm proud. Like
you shouldn't.
I'm honored more than anything. But what's up, fellas?
What's
Oh,
happening? What's
we all,
happening?
we all good.
We good?
Yeah, we all good.
You got that right. And I know y'all real good because and we're gonna get into all that y'all got going on, but I am so excited about y'all new album. It's stupid, like it's for real. We're gonna get into that. I want to first get into, hey, I'm gonna get over the fact that I'm talking to real legends and real R&B artists that are famous worldwide, known. I'm gonna get past that, so now I can move on and get in my groove. But I thank y'all so much. I really first want to, more than anything, thank you for being on the Welcome to the BBW show. This show is
Thanks
very
for having
special
me.
to me. This is my brand.
Thanks
This
for
is who
having
I am, and I'm a music head, so having y'all on here is like, a different level of my dreams coming true, a part of my show. So I just want to give homage, pay homage, and say thank you so much
Thank you so
for
much.
being on here. I can't wait. We ain't gonna be here for a long time, but we're gonna be here for a good time. That's what I like to say. So I ain't gonna hold y'all long, but I'm gonna have y'all. I'm gonna get
me. You
into
know, you do
all of
what you
what
want.
y'all
You
doing.
got us.
Huh?
You got us right now. Let's go with it.
That's all that matter, right?
Yeah, you got us.
Got
Let's
y'all. I
go with it.
got y'all. Finally got y'all. So first of all, just because of viewers that need this type of thing, introduce who you guys are. I always call this y'all commercial. So let me back up. When I do a show or when I have guests, I like to always talk to my guests as if I don't know them. Of course, I know a lot about you guys, but this show is worldwide, so it's a lot of people that tune in that need to know some specifics. So we'll start. Y'all want to do youngest first or who's the
It don't really
eldest?
matter. I'm the oldest.
You
I'm
know,
the goat. I'm the oldest.
you the oldest.
My name, my name is Dave Tolliver from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Leo gang all day. I had to push that out there. I'll throw y'all that cash app a little later on.
You know
Cleveland the
that's
goat, one
right.
half of the legendary Men at Large. What up?
That's what's up. So, Dave, let me ask you, because I like to call it say your own personal commercials when I have a guest.
Mhm.
Tell the viewers and tell people where predominantly in Cleveland did you grow up and hang around in. Your family
Yeah.
kind of stand. Y'all both have a very I would call it like a rich history with this
Yeah.
city. You know. So
Uh, I was born and raised Lee Harvard area on 176 off Tarkington over by Carouge Park, Ward 1. You know what I'm talking about? It's legendary over there. The JFK Eagles,
fly
Roy
high,
Kidd,
we fly high, don't we?
Kim Ferguson, rest in peace. Roy Kidd
Man,
and
rest
Kim
in peace to the
Ferguson.
kid. So.
Lee Harvard Shopping Center, Fillmore East, which was went to Joy of Music. Used to hang out up there. Mr.
That's where
B,
I
what
first
was the
met y'all, but go ahead.
Lawson's? You know what I'm saying? Miles. Wayne Drive off Miles, my other guy. That's why I used to hang out, man, until I started working at the radio station. I was always there. So yeah, that's my Cleveland, man. And then hanging at Jason's house over in Coventry, off Coventry. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, eating mushroom with French fries in the microwave.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So,
I ain't forgot that.
so we already established you're an eagle, honey. I'm a eagle. But we're gonna jump into Jason. Jason, so introduce yourself. Tell people who you are. Predominantly, what was your stomping grounds and your lineage here in the city.
Everybody calls me Champ. I am Jason Champion, and I grew up right on Superior Hill, which was East Cleveland, Superior, and Coventry. But
Very
I spent a lot of
familiar.
time in Cleveland Heights, Lee, like the Lee Cedar area, all up and through Cleveland Heights and East Cleveland, Coventry. That's where I kind
United
of
Dairy Farmers.
cut my teeth. Absolutely, United Dairy Farmers. Absolutely, late night, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, shakes.
EC,
Yeah,
honey. I got so much history. EC is ridiculous. For real. But it's a lot of love. Actually, it's a love
yeah.
for the city. Like you said, Cleveland, this is our stomping ground. This is who we are. These streets are important to us, not only because of experiences, I think because we help mold some of the things that's happening in the city. So, Cleveland is very, very, very important to me, and I know it's important to you guys.
I
So
love
we're gonna
Cleveland.
we're gonna jump back to childhood years, y'all. So Dave, I'll start with Jason. Jason, where did you guys meet each other though? Let me ask that.
So our mothers, rest in heaven. His mom Donita and my mother Miriam were best friends. So for 30 years they were around each other. They ran the streets together. They played together, worked together, cried together. So Dave
You
and I
know,
were always we were always around each other because our moms were together. So we'd either be at his house or my house in the basement playing video games, or we had this little keyboard. We were writing songs even at an early age, and it just sort of matriculated as we got older. We would start doing little talent shows around the city, and then we got older and we would start doing Miss Ross. Miss Ross had this thing called Miss Ross's Talent Show, which was really big in the city of Cleveland, and some of everybody came from everywhere to do Mrs. Ross Talent Show, and so that's where we really, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. That's where Miss Ross Talent Shows. That's where we really, really, really honed in on our group and became who we are now. We were called, I think at that time we were called Big but Talented BBT, and
hmm
we kind of got these opportunities, and then we did a lot of stuff with the Glenville Festival, and so when we got our opportunity with Gerald, we pretty much had already, uh,
cut our teeth.
yeah, we had already had the blueprint for who we are now. So it
Yeah,
wasn't really a whole lot of work to do.
that's beautiful. I love it. I love it. So with being around each other at a very young age, and you guys, where was music for you guys individually before you guys decided to collab?
Oh man. For me, my grandfather. And here's a crazy thing: our history repeats itself. My grandfather, he took a choir to record at the White House with President Roosevelt, the first choir to do so, black choir. That we toured with Bill Clinton when he went to the black colleges in '92. After that, my mom was a singer. She started an off-Broadway production of Mahalia Jackson. And y'all know my uncle Lynn Tolliver, who we just lost, a radio dude since 1969. He had a group he had to come out called Sexual Harassment. They had a record called I Need a Freak that has been sampled or remade or remastered, re-synced, and licensed over 100 and something times. Even the Black Eyed Peas used it. So the music history for me goes, and I started off singing in the church choir at like 5 years old, and then I directed the kids choir when I got older, and then went into the radio career. So it was nothing but music for me. I couldn't even sell crack if I wanted to. I ain't had
I
time
know
to.
that's right.
Know what I mean, but them cops were sure jumping in my truck trying to see who was doing what. Them. Remember that, Jay? Where the cop jumped in the truck, pulled the gun on us.
You remember when the cops had us face down on the concrete on Tarkington?
Yeah, I do.
Crazy.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, that's so many people I know, especially from our era, that have a story like that. So
Yeah.
that's right. But we ain't gonna get into that. Forget that.
Nah, let's not get into that.
Right. So when you guys, doing a lot of talent shows, that's something we need to bring back. I would love to see. I haven't seen it here. I mean, I know like be a lot of shows with local talent and up and coming artists and whatnot, but back in the day, it used to be like where we can really go and like the talent shows being put on. That would be. I just plan to see. I think I might have an idea with that. But at the talent show thing, going back and doing that because it was a real grind in doing talent shows.
Man,
People start making their own names in talent shows, and and then sometimes you get requested to do a talent show because you were that good. And I can imagine you guys how you
man.
guys sing and do. I can see that happening for y'all. So the
I
talent
remember
show
talent
thing
show.
was it? Did you feel like the talent shows really is what stuck you guys to say, okay, this is gonna be our career. This is gonna be it.
No, I think early on, because of Dave's affiliation with his dad, his uncle Lynn Tolliver, we had access. Access is really what, if you have access to certain things, it sort of drives you in a certain direction. And Dave took me to my first concert. I believe it was my first one with New Edition down
Mm,
at the Public Auditorium. And I think some years prior to that, I had met Skip Martin of the Dance Band at my elementary school, but I was a little too young. I knew that it had an impact on me, but when we went to that concert, and I saw those guys jump up out of the stage on these elevators or whatever it was, I knew right then that that's what I wanted to do. I knew right then. So it was way before the talent shows, and then as Dave and I, would sort of sing at all these different functions. I don't think we were really thinking about a career per se. We were just doing what felt good, which was singing. That's what we loved to do. And as God and chance well, God would have it, when we met Gerald, it just
It's skyrocketing.
it was solidified that that's where we were supposed to be.
yeah.
If you the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. I'm finding out more and more that if you just go and do whatever it is that you find yourself occupying, being about your business, those things will come, and they did. And that's why 30 years later we're still here.
And very prevalent for sure. What? And forgive me if you guys said this, but what year was it when you guys signed with Gerald, or when that came about? Y'all with me? Oh, I can be froze up, Marie. Okay. Can we hit the volume a little bit more on the music too? Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I think they froze. Y'all with me,
Yeah,
guys? Y'all hear me?
yeah, we there.
You froze. So what were you about to say?
Can
Oh yeah. Y'all froze too. Y'all still frozen on my side, but can y'all see me? Y'all still can see
Yeah,
me?
we see the frozen screen, but we see you.
Okay. Um, you guys are frozen on my end though. Uh,
really? We would
Yeah.
have
see, I
still
feel
talking to
stupid.
you.
I thought I asked a dumb question like, oh my god, they don't want to answer.
Oh Lord, have mercy,
It's never
Jesus.
no stupid questions. I think it's just they say it's no stupid questions, because if you don't know
No, it's
something, you gotta
stupid.
answer it.
It's some
You
stupid
gotta ask.
out here.
I mean, if you don't know something, like if you don't know something, you honestly don't know something.
Yeah, for
Like
sure. For sure.
common sense, real sense. Yeah, I mean, come on, B.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know
Come
why
on,
y'all
Steph.
picture froze, but as long as I can see y'all, does that mean they probably froze? Oh, Marie working on it, honey.
We
Boss
broke
lady
the
got
web.
it. Boss lady
We
got it.
broke the web.
So since we doing that, let me see. I'm trying to. Hold on. Man, we got so much to be
Hold
proud of in
on.
Cleveland. It's- people just don't really know how lit we are on this
So, but
side
you know
of
what's
the earth.
crazy? What's crazy about Cleveland is I read an article the other day that really hurt my heart, man.
Really?
This was something like, yeah, about Cleveland. It said that Cleveland is the number one most stressed city in America.
The
It's
most
from work
who?
stressed.
Stress City? Really?
And yeah,
How
they're
the hell
number
are we
10.
past
They're number
Chicago?
10. They're number 10 in murders. They're number one for divorce rate. They're number one for work stress related in stress, and they're number like 3 for unemployment or something like that. And I'm ready. I would hope the culture will change in my city because I really miss the city.
Hold on one
I
second,
miss
you
the city, and
guys.
I had a lot of people I love still there. I like coming home in
I'm sorry.
That's okay, huh?
Here we go.
everybody
Back.
there that
Yeah, we're back.
it feels like they're just satisfied with as is. They're content. They're cool with being where they are, and that's because you don't have a lot of things coming through the city. Like if you lived in Atlanta or even Chicago or in the major veins in America, you got things that are constantly coming through there to motivate blacks or motivate people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I don't think we get a lot of that in Cleveland because when I go home, like I'm anxious to get there, but I hate to say this, but there's only certain places that I'll go, things that I'll do, and there's certain people that I won't even hang around anymore just because of the energy that they, inflect, whatever the word is, in the atmosphere. I have to stay up to keep my mind right because of the things you got to, and I try to, spew that to them too, but sometimes when you're stuck in that lane of traffic, it's hard to get out. It's hard to get out. But yeah, it's an article. Look it up. It's on all the media outlets.
Mm. That's
Hurt
good.
my heart to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it is some. It's
Cleveland is a beautiful city. They have made so
but
many
and it's
changes.
and it's the thing is it's crazy talent here. I mean I
Yeah.
go to different states and different places and people do not believe and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I hear this a lot, especially when I go south or anything.
Uh,
Like they do not believe women look like me in Cleveland. Like they're like, you're not from Cleveland. And nobody. And I don't know where they get that perception from. I think it's a little bit of everybody everywhere, but it's a lot of people do not really know really how dope we are here in Cleveland. Like for real, they don't.
man,
They really don't. But that's okay. I'm here to teach them, honey.
it's a lot of talent there, but it's just the gatekeepers there
Yeah,
aren't really. They
it's
they've turned into just like industry. They've gotten washed by the industry. And they only do it that way, and they're not into really just purely and genuinely helping people, but how much money they can get from these cats before they help them do anything. And I mean, I get it, but damn, I get it. The gatekeepers there. It's a lot of talent there, a lot of talent.
it's a lot, especially me just being on this side of doing media now and different events and collaborating and networking with people. I'm really realizing how much talent is really here locally and naturally. Like these people, and they're born and raised here. It's
Word.
it's amazing to me. But we unfrozen, so I see y'all now. I see y'all moving, I should say. The question I was asking, what was the year that you guys uh, got with Gerald and said, okay, this is y'all getting ready to make a record, and what year was that?
I believe
Well,
Dave always corrects me, but I believe it was 80, 80. No,
86 was the first, when we were at Jeffrey Charles's house when he first heard us sing in 1986. And then we didn't see him again for 3 years, which was 89. I saw him coming out of the studio downtown that he recorded in. He was like, I
Okay.
got this idea for three big dudes that can sing, dance, blah, 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 blah. Within the next few days to a week, we were at the studio auditioning. The next couple days, his dad came up and we sang for him. And I think he was really looking, like Jay always says, he was looking for validation from Pops to just give him the like, yeah, man, you got one. And when he got that, everything went into motion. And between their touring, because that big throwdown and then just cooling came out, all in the whole process of while we were being discovered, being signed, and being produced. They had those two albums to come out, and we were grateful enough to catch that tail end of that. What was it? Well, just cooling album. But then Gerald went into his solo stuff and then rope dope style. It was rope dope style, the Rude Boy
Okay.
first and second album, and then our album, and we was all touring. That was '92.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So because
Took a minute.
I was looking up some things and I think '92 was like the year that it said Ironclad. That's when you guys like busted
We
scene
dropped
up.
our first.
Yeah.
We dropped our first single May of '92, and the first album June of '92. It's 30 years exactly. Howdy.
Wow. It really is 30. And so when because the new album just got released what the 20th?
Came out the
24th.
24th
For
of June.
2012? Okay. I'm sorry, I got gnat. Y'all gonna see me switching. I got a gnat in my face. Uh, so back into '92, and you guys dropped that album. It was. So I can say this. I feel like I can speak confidently about this, being a plus size woman myself. It was such a wave, and it was such a refreshing. It was crazy to see. You know, we was used to Jero, being a bigger man, but y'all actual name was Man at Large, and it was a. Of course, you're thinking of stature and size, but I mean, y'all came out so powerful, and then y'all had those voices. Oh my God, y'all still have those voices, but it was it was so different,
Smash.
but it was so needed. Like it was so. It was that R&B time and R&B. It's so people don't realize, like, and I say it's my era because that's when I was really thinking that like R&B was really the music. Not just to rap, not just to jazz, none of that, but R&B back then, that really was taking over the industry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
big time.
you guys came in and put y'all flavor on it, and it just went. It was a whole different level.
that's
I can
sauce,
just
baby.
only imagine what y'all was feeling. How y'all? I mean, y'all had to be feeling yourselves at the time because it was powerful. It was. Y'all had to. I mean, I give props. It was dope. It was dope to see. It was
It
dope to
happened fast. It
play it.
happened really fast. I said it happened really fast the way it
Yeah.
took off. And I think that probably was kind of record time, except for the Bone record of anything coming out of Cleveland that had zoomed that fast up the charts out the gate. Artists from the city. It was amazing, cat man. Man,
So
it
what's one of your fondest memories? Either or can take this. I mean, well, I'm gonna ask both of y'all. What's one of your fondest memories back from when you started, when the first album came out, and you guys were in it, and you know that this is like it's happening? What was like your fondest memory around that time?
Man, I really couldn't pick one. There were so many moments that you just you scratch your head, you look around, and you like, man, I cannot believe. Like every day, I was still in high school, so I was in the 11th grade when we were working on our first album. By the time it came out, I was in the 12th grade, but I was in the 11th grade. So every day after school, I would head over to the studio to go record this album. And Gerald is at the other. We get there and he's there, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" And we about to order some food. What y'all want? And then we play and talk, and every night I would go home like I just I can't believe that this is what I'm doing. Like it
Mm,
was hard for me to go to school after that. Like it was hard for me to function and concentrate on regular school stuff because I'm like,
yeah.
man, we finna blow up, Shuwei. We out of here, man.
Yeah, man, those are some of the best times of my life, man. The
Yeah,
actual
man.
process,
Man,
because
man.
I was working at ZAK during the time, and I had to be there from 1 to 6:30, and I'd call my uncle and be like, hey, or call Bobby because Bobby was the PD at the time. My uncle was the operator. I'd be like, hey, um, we got to be at the studio tonight, so I ain't gonna be able to come in today and tomorrow. Man, we wasn't doing nothing but hanging out at Mark Gordon's house all day and all night, just
Kick.
chilling,
I love
chilling.
it.
That's all we did some music, but not a lot. Not when we hung out with Mark. We hung out with Mark. We kicked it,
That's
man. Them was great times, man. It.
Beautiful time. Beautiful
Man.
time. I think when Gerald invited us to his house out in
uh,
Richmond for
man.
a party. Now
Oh man.
I had no business being there. I was
I bet you
17 years
enemy.
old. I was 17 years old, man, at this man's house party, and everybody there was, you know, late 20s, early 30s.
And the hype was out. The hype was out. It was like
Man,
we was already out. Everybody. It was. Man, that. Oh my God! You just gave me a flashback. They
yeah, man.
downstairs gambling on the pool table. Oh my.
Debbie. Oh, anyway.
Ooh, that is it.
Yo,
You know them laughs is that's the y'all in y'all memories because y'all stop
I
y'all
want
recording
to.
laughing.
Every time we do an interview, we have these stories that we haven't talked about, and it's like, damn, man, we need to write a book. But it's like, if we write the book, it's so much wild shit in there that we
Woo.
would put there. We would have to do a movie version because for the simple fact the movie or the TV series would be more acceptable than us writing it in a book. It's just a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we say, yeah, I did this with some, maybe you change your name, but the person would probably know who it is, and then you deal with that. But if you put it on the TV or the movie, it goes by because maybe they don't think it's as genuine or as bona fide or authentic as if you wrote it down on paper. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah? No,
Oh,
I
y'all
don't know.
should do a movie. Y'all should do a movie.
Listen, man, let
Put
me
that.
tell
We're
you
gonna put that
something.
in the air too. Go ahead.
Cats, big dudes really wasn't getting a lot of flavor, a lot of play until we stepped out. Like Heavy D came out and rest, God bless my man. On some real. He was rapping, he was dapper, he was clean, but big dudes that came out wasn't as pretty as me and this dude. Just being honest.
Oh
And
my
I'm
God. Oh,
listen, they wasn't as
Hold
pretty as
on.
we were. Look,
no,
my grandmother thought Jason was so pretty, she called him Black Beauty. That was her nickname for him.
Oh,
wow, wow.
And
I can't believe you just told that story.
I
but
love
it
it.
was different. But it was different for two men singing as opposed to rapping because
Right.
you may touch, somebody's mind or their soul with a rap, but when you start singing, you got an old big man with a beautiful voice. He's smelling good, he dressed good, and he's singing his ass off to you. What? Yo, I can't tell you how many dudes be like, yo, man, thanks, man, for, if it wasn't for y'all, man, I used to tell people I was men at large, man. Man, I'm just telling you,
I hear that
it,
all the time. I hear that all the time.
it's
I can
facts.
imagine because
And I hate to sound,
when you guys dropped, it was something major. It was something so different, but to me it definitely changed a narrative in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it was, and like you said, y'all voices are amazing. But yeah, you right. You did touch on, y'all used to dress y'all asses off for real. I don't know who was y'all styles at the time or whatever, but y'all used to be
we was our stylist.
We styled
straight up.
ourselves. Yeah, we
Y'all was
styled
dressing up
ourselves.
for real.
Yeah, we figured it out.
They definitely started the plus size.
Yes, especially
Yeah,
when
we had to get a lot of stuff made. So we did 5,001 flavors like Carl Canop,
Woo,
Cinder
man.
cross
Ooh,
color. Then we did Barbara Bates out of Chicago. And at the time, she was just doing a lot of NBA. It was expensive, man. But we did what we could with it. And then when Big Fellas opened up in Warrensville,
yes, honey, I used to go to
because
that
then we
store.
didn't have to go to Chicago to Century Fashions no more just to find shirts and jackets or go to
oh yeah,
Man on
oh
Man
yeah,
in Jamaica, Queens. Remember that we used to take flights up there to go shop up
oh yeah,
there.
oh yeah,
Like
oh yeah.
now we just go up the street. I wish he was still open because every time I went home, I come out with a bag.
Yes, I used to love that store. Actually, back then it was kind of cute for a girl to dress like a guy. So I was, like I said, I've always been a big girl. Yeah, I was bigger than that. I was bigger then than now. And I used to go get the Carl Canai. I still got that jean jacket too. I don't. It's cute.
Yeah, I still
Like I said,
got
I
it
had
too.
the whole man hookup, but it was cute for girls to wear me and stuff. So
Yeah, wear it
I
tomorrow.
where's my? I should.
Yeah, wear it tomorrow. Send us some pictures.
I should. I'm gonna go pull it
Yeah,
out the oh guys at the bottom of the pit, but I know I still got it. I know I got it.
and hook
I
it
know.
up. Wear it tomorrow. Send us the photos.
That'd be cute. I could really dress it up cute too.
Yeah, hook it up.
So when was your what was the tour like for you guys musically? Like when did you guys start actually the album drop? Did you guys immediately start touring, doing concerts? How did that happen?
We
Yeah, back
started doing.
back then touring was that's kind of what you did after you dropped the record, and Gerald made sure that we were everywhere. So he took us on the road with him, everywhere. And I remember one show we did in DC. In DC, we went. The Boomerang movie had just come out, and we all went to the theater as as a group. Men at Large, the Rude Boys, Gerald, uh,
Yeah,
the theater down, had an awesome time. And then later on that night, went to the no, that was the next day. Went to the venue, man, and shut that mug down, man. It was
Absolutely.
so crazy. But yeah, touring was a lot of fun. Being on the road, being on tour buses. It's just, man, there's no way to really describe what this kind of lifestyle is like. I love it to this day, man. New hotels, new different cities. I still love it. I still love it.
playing pranks. gambling on the bus, just everything that's encompassed in what we did out there. It was man, and we still doing it to this day, but we don't do it like, because we don't travel. I remember when we were in Cleveland, we would either go to, if we were in Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, or Pennsylvania, it was 15 of us going in two, three, four cars, and we paying for all that, all our homeboys to go. And I'm like,
Oh my
jeez,
God,
now,
that's dope.
yeah, man, we was like Wu-Tang. So
I
now
love
I remember we would go to Bowling Green. We played football against MC8 and his homeboys.
Ooh, wow.
that. What's up?
Oh, Bowling Green. Boy, oh boy, you bring it back some
Yeah, bro. Look, and then remember, and we had our little young homies used to go out the road with us, and we used to initiate them like we was a gang. We used to be beating them up, tearing them hotels. Ah, man, we had some
Oh
fun.
my God, Bowling Green, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, man.
Good memories, honey. That's I love that. Like, that memory bank is important, and making experiences and memories is everything to me. I'm so about that. I get
Yeah,
I
no
can.
doubt.
I mean, just to I mean, knowing that you guys were famous. But to y'all drawing back to see when I'm asking questions, I'm thinking y'all about to be like, oh, we were at such and such, and we seen this part. But y'all really digging into some like real things that's precious to y'all. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
cherish.
we talk,
That's something you can't make these things. You have to create those things, and it's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love hearing
man.
people like bios and stories because
That's why.
I
That's
want
why
to hear who y'all are on the other side of your fame. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
It's
you like, normally Jason is like the spiritual dude in the group. Even though I was raised in the church too, just not as deep as him like that. But when we were younger, he would always be like, "Man, God this, God that." I'd be like, "Man, I'm about to go do this. You stay here with God and da 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 da," and bad shit would happen. And this time, it just seems like God really did bring us back together, because
mm,
the world needs this music. They need us to come and tell spirited stories of knowledge and growth and of love. Man, is what it's what's missing in music. There's no, I tell people technology is the thriller and the killer. Technology has
yeah.
availed people to be whoever they want, say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and a lot of times without repercussion. But it's taking the passion away from everything we do. From everything we do. It's so easy now. Somebody with no talent can have the top record in the world, and that shit just don't,
It
it
just
don't
it
sit
just
well with me a
blows
lot.
the mind. It
But
does.
you know, we back. We back to resurrect real R&B. We back to resurrect talent, and we back to resurrect love, man. As big as we can take this movement, that's where we going. And because Jason said God told him or showed him that this is what it's supposed to be, I believe it this time, because the way everything has been rolling, I can't even question it.
Hmm. That's what's up. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And it's right.
Me
Bring
too.
back real R&B. Yes, please. For us R&B lovers, honey.
It'll get you
It's a
there.
whole bunch of us.
It'll
I
get you
love
there.
that. So when did the second album come out?
94,
I thought it was 2 years. Okay.
October 94.
Okay. And around that time, tell me it's kind of the history of, when how did the industry kind of slow down for you guys? Because I don't even think I really know that story. I
What
know
you
I don't
mean?
know.
What you
Because
mean?
she didn't see us. She hasn't really seen us. She probably seen us in past and saw a couple of things we did, but it wasn't as active as it was before, right?
Right.
Well, for me, you want to hear the story of how we broke up? We really didn't break up,
See, and
but it
I
was,
ain't use the word breakup. I'm just saying how did the
no.
industry slow
I
down
said
for
we
you?
really did break up. We just had to, like, and then I should have realized that, you know, you can't fight what God has, for you. What He has for you is for you. We were doing the Let's Talk About It video, and we was doing what you do. We was on the trailer. There was a bunch of girls, a bunch of smoke, and this dude just broke out in a sermon. And God said that in the middle of the wheel, Ezekiel will come and find a way and lay hands and do all the things He said He would. And with a blunt in his hand, I'm like, nigga. Like for real, you killing the vibe. But it was like the lights start getting brighter, the smoke start clearing. I'm serious. The girls start, covering themselves up. Because if you see the Let's Talk About the video, they have them little small tennis skirts and shirts with the matching panties. They was like, nah. And I walked over to him. I was like, my dude, this is my last album. And it was until now. But
Can y'all hear me?
after that,
Hold up. Well,
yeah.
I can't hear them. I think somebody was trying to call into the iPad or something. It break. Hold on. Time out, y'all. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
I got everything. Did you sing that high on that, like on that record we did there?
I can't
Huh?
hear them. I
Did
don't
you
know
sing that?
what happened.
What song is that?
Okay.
Can y'all
Uh,
hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, it's saying I can hear now.
okay. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna download all the songs and I'm gonna take all the leads out of all the songs and we gonna do them live, all of them from top to bottom. I don't even know if I know the words on
Ooh, wee.
I
Yeah.
know I don't remember all the words.
She said, ooh, wee, right. So you said it's sorry because I think somebody's trying to talk to the iPad or whatever, but we had a break in between. So life started happening in different directions. Let me kind of ask y'all
She
about
talking
y'all
to me.
family life. Like, what do y'all have children?
I have 32 kids.
That's a lie.
I'm joking. you
I was gonna
you
say
said
like,
that's a lie.
that's a lie.
Why I look like I have 32 kids?
No, you better not have 32 kids. I don't care what you look like.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say. No, I have two.
You have
Boy,
two.
well, I really have three. 24, 18. With my nephew, my sister passed, and I'm raising. Well, he done now. He grown now, and my daughter's 16. My son 24, my nephew 18, and my daughter is 16. So three for me.
Okay. What about
I
you,
got
Jay?
three boys, 27, 22, and 14.
Y'all got cute. You got babies. Well, they. Oh God, that would be around the age. I don't have any children, but I have plenty of nieces and nephews. So, uh,
Yeah,
I have plenty of kids. Let me put it like that. And they all around that
dig,
same age too.
dig that.
So, family, y'all got babies, y'all got kids. How's your children? How's your family doing? Y'all. I know y'all. I mean, y'all really are a family oriented. Always had that full family oriented presence anyway. I mean, just being with some of the greats like Gerald and Mr. Tolliver. Shout out to your uncle, honey. I mean, legend. Bless his soul. Just loved him completely. But you
Thank
guys
you.
are really like you always had like a family presence about yourself. Anyway, I'm telling you, I can really remember, and it has to be that had to be the first time I seen you guys in person. It had to be at the Joy of Music. It had to be. It had to be because I even had a poster of y'all that y'all signed.
That's
You know how
what's
when
up.
you're
Wow.
younger, we had posters all over the walls, like
Yeah,
every artist you like. But yeah, it was in my room.
Oh,
I
Not
like
wow.
the
it.
first poster, but yeah, y'all was in my room,
Wow.
and it had to be Joy of Music. I mean,
There's a need
that was a
to
great spot to meet.
increase
I met a
that.
lot of celebrities there. You know what I'm saying, like LL and all types of people would come up there. So
Back then, you had to do it. There was
I
no
didn't.
social media. You had no choice. Back then, you had to do it. You didn't have
Yeah,
a
you had to
choice but
put
to
your
go
feet
in
on the
there.
ground.
Yeah, you had to go through there. No matter, and I mean, from the biggest to the smallest acts, you had to go in there, and it was to the radio station, to the record store, to the event, to the after party, or whatever. You had to do it. If you didn't, they stopped playing your records, or they stopped buying your records from one stop,
Yeah,
and so you had to do it. You was kind of like a slave to the rhythm.
yeah, yeah. Man, it was. That's what I'm saying. It was a real work in what you guys did back then. You had to
Yeah,
put your feet to the ground and grind in what
do
you
that.
did for sure. So you guys, like I said, like your family, everybody family is, y'all have family, beautiful children, I'm sure. And congratulations, sir. You're engaged, right, Jason?
Getting married on Saturday, next Saturday.
Are you?
Are
Okay.
you? Oh
Yeah.
God,
I'm happy for him.
JP.
Congratulations in that.
Thank you
That's
so much.
amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. She's beautiful. I actually seen y'all picture the other day on social media.
Thank you.
She
Thank you
That's
making
so
toe
much.
the line.
I'm
She
sorry, you keep
making
asking
she
one word.
making she making toe the line.
You said what, Jay?
She making toe the line.
You ready? Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. You know when you know it's right. You I don't think I don't have those butterflies. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
know it's what it's supposed to be. So I'm excited. I'm not nervous though.
Okay. Is this your first? Is this your first one? Have you been married before?
I was married for 20 years before.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Okay. Dave.
Sheesh.
Dave. So Dave, what about you? Are you married?
Yeah, I've been married for about 19 years. July
Nice.
5th would be night was 19 years. July 5th.
Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Long
Whatever. You so dramatic.
time. I mean, it just, it feels like it feels like but no, it doesn't feel like a long time because time is just,
Oh
man,
my God. So, so
time is just flying. Like I looked yesterday was the 16th. I had a surgery where I got injured, and it was like 6 years ago that it happened. Like, and on the same day, my homie's dad passed while I was on the operating table,
mm,
and I was like, dude, you put up the wrong day for your dad. How you forget that? I said, he was like, no, it didn't. I said, dude, it was the same day. But I'm saying those 6 years have passed so fast. It's like, wow,
yeah,
just
it's in
it's
a
so
blink
time.
of an eye.
I'll be 52 on the 30th of July, and it's like, damn, I just was 22 traveling with this dude 30 years ago. Like it's like it didn't even happen. It's so fast,
I
but it did.
am pleased. I can't believe we're in the middle of July. I can't.
I
Crazy.
can.
I
Hell,
can't
my kids go
believe.
back to school in a week and a half here in Georgia.
Yeah, in Atlanta, I know their school they'll be going back soon. And I
Yeah,
was just saying next month here they'll be going back. It's crazy. It's crazy to say
yeah,
that. And this is my favorite season too, so I don't like it going fast. I hate summer going fast. I hate it. But I hear y'all song. Y'all hear y'all song of that? Hey,
yeah.
I love this. I love this song. So we're gonna jump. We're gonna get into the current. When did you guys know that it's time to come back together and make some more magic? How did that happen?
Um, well, like I said, I had been with another guy for 24 and a half years after he left, and we lost him January of last year to COVID and pneumonia. But uh, before that, I would stop doing anything because I just didn't like the way we were doing things. It wasn't conducive to the direction we needed to go in. And during the pandemic, I was doing something called the Dave Tolliver Show on Instagram and on Facebook. And over the whole year, even though he was with Kirk Franklin, Dietrich Haddon, I was doing all the plays with a bunch of different people, a couple movies and stuff on my own. And with my guy, they was like, "Where's Jason? Where's David? Where's Jason? Where's that?" They used to say
Mm,
it so much one time to the point where my guy was crying in the hotel room after a show, and I was like, "Man, you just got to understand that's what people remember because that's how it started." And so we decided to we talked, and we was talking, we was getting closer again, reacquainting, and we decided for him to come on my show because I had interviewed everybody, and I wanted him to come on and do an interview, and I was like, let's just make it a face to face about me and you, and what was
mm.
supposed to be 30 minutes turned out to be like almost 3 hours,
Wow.
and everybody was going crazy and da da da. Da. So that was March, and so we said, all right, and I drove up to Cleveland. He drove to Detroit. I mean, he drove to Cleveland from Detroit, and we went to the studio on Gerald's birthday, 2020. Let's just see what's gonna happen. And it happened in 2000, in June 24th, 2020. You know what happened? That album came out, Love Benefits. You did.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
It was meant to be. If it happened like that, that simple, it was meant to be.
Yeah,
So
man.
when you guys, I'm sure did you the most of the writing for Love Benefits?
So my little brother is a Jay Sean Champion is a he's written for some of everybody. He basically took over and did the heavy lifting, and he was the orchestrator, the architect of this project. Uh,
Yeah.
having really cut his teeth early in his career, sitting in front of a boombox listening to the first Many Large album over and over and over and over and over and over and over, he knew what Gerald's. He took Gerald's formula and just
Upgraded it.
yeah, he upgraded it. He didn't
Mm.
recreate the wheel. He added some different things, some different spices and seasonings, and was able to to still keep our old fans with the sound that we have, but still able to give us a current sound without trying to be too young and still staying in the lane that we found in. And he did an incredible job, man.
Man, I
Man,
remember in the studio, he was like, "We ain't singing, we making records." And I thought that was very interesting when he said that. He said, "We ain't singing, we making records." In other words, we ain't going in here trying to prove nothing, doing all this crazy vocal tricks and stuff like that. But we making history with with the content of this record. Not your how great the things you can do with your voice, but how well we put these compositions together, man. And I'm so overwhelmed by what we have, man. I don't even want to listen to nothing that we've done before. Seriously.
I'm going to personally testify that album, that record, from beginning to end. It's 10
Yeah,
songs,
man.
right? Am I right? It's 10
Yep.
songs.
Yeah,
Every last one is a banger, and you can just listen to it. Like
that's
it's
what
like
we
the
keep
it
hearing.
puts you
That's
back in
what
the
they
feel
keep
of.
telling
And
us.
I'm gonna tell you how I first listened to it. So once it came out, I had downloaded it because I have unlimited Pandora. So I think somebody put up an announcement like it's on every streaming. Just go get it. So I downloaded it. I think like a few days later, I was just like doing like I do sometimes. I'm in the house cleaning or cooking, and I throw on my Pandora, the speakers in the house. And I said, let me take the time to really listen to y'all album. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in downloading and I didn't listen to it. But I got in the midst of cleaning and cooking, and I realized that it was still just your album playing. I didn't know a word, but I hear a beat, and I'm doing something. But that's old school R&B. That's how I grew up. You know, Mama Saturday mornings we turned the music on because we just gotta clean. We just in the mood. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that took me at when I first listened to it. That's okay. Let me listen again. Cause now it's in my rotation of Pandora. Like it might just have like an R&B thing. So sometimes it'll like a song
Thank
come on
you.
of your new album. Your old songs now fall into the rotations too. So, but I said let me listen to it again. I was driving. I do a lot of driving, and I got distracted because of the kids that was in the car with me. But other than that, it was another. I'm just listening to it, and I listened to it again earlier today because I was doing I do a medical carrier business. So I'm like, I had to ride all the way out to Massillon. I had like a good hour to get there. So I'm like, I'm gonna put this on play again. Now, what I did start doing is zoning in was like what I consider might be my favorites. And y'all, I love Gravity. Oh, that song is sexy.
It's great.
It's sexy adult us now, but it still had a feel of who we always been. That
Absolutely,
whole album is like that to me
absolutely.
personally. But Gravity that's my shit, y'all. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now. So whenever y'all see that, y'all be like, okay, that's Stacey shit.
That's
I
Stacey shit.
love that song. That song is dope. I love all of it. And your very first song, I don't want to say it wrong. Is it Using Me 22 or something like? What is it?
Yeah.
Your first?
Use me 2022.
Okay. That's it. Well, as soon as that beat dropped, it took me all the way back to original music. So
Yeah.
Absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
talking about original, like how
Yeah, man.
all that y'all did the damn
Yeah,
thing
man.
with that, and props to whoever put
Thank
their
you.
hands on it and blessed that because that y'all really,
That's all
really,
I got.
really. This album is
Thank
perfect.
you, thank you,
It's
thank
perfect. You could, it's so crazy for y'all to come back on the scene and have something so masterful.
you.
A lot of people, and I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing, but people do come back into the limelight and industry, and they'll pretty much lean on who they were. They'll have new music or a song
Okay.
or a new idea, but this is like I don't want to say it's reinventing y'all because I don't want to sound disrespectful, but this is like
But it
a
was though. It
rebirth.
was
I'm
though.
about to say that.
We we approached it like we were brand new artists again because it had been 30 years and we didn't. Dave and I never felt like, well, we men at large, we can give them what we give them. We wanted to
Yeah.
show them that hey, we still have this same magic that we had back in the day. So
Man,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for sure,
Shit,
for
man.
sure.
When I
That
hear that record, when I hear that record,
y'all brought the heat. Y'all brought the heat for sure.
when I listen to that album, it's so and I don't want to sound like I'm just on my tip, but it's so masterful the way that he designed that shit, man. Like he put it was like Wonder Twin powers activate, form of the high note, form shape of the low note, and poof, and it came out like that shit. Like I'm sitting there and I'm amazed. And when we first did it, I think I called you and I was crying just because of just everything that I had been going through, man. And then this shit right here just fall into place like it did, man. It fucked me up, man. It fucked me up, and I still get like that because damn, it's like, geez, you know all the things that you lost in the storm. It's like I want Gerald to be here to hear this shit right now. I want my mom to be here, even though I know they can
Oh
see
yeah,
it,
I feel
but
that.
it's not. I want Chloe to be here. I want everybody that I lost. My sister, I wish she could be here to be a part of this shit. It's like, damn, but man, I'm grateful for the time. I'm glad I'm still here. I'm glad we still here to save the world.
Yes.
And I think the artists get stuck, but what they don't realize is that their fans don't stay in that pocket because the way the game is now changes every 5 days. It's something different that people are gravitating towards. And I'm 52, but I know a lot of people in their 50s that listen to Megan Thee Stallion or listen to Lil Durk or listen
Yeah.
to Future or Drake. And so when you start being washed with that stuff over and over again, your brain gets used to those vibrations. So if you don't do something close to what's competitive now, they're not going to eat it. I think this album got some legs that's going to stand after we gone. It's going to take, because of how we have to do it, it's going to take a minute. It's going to be like one of those albums, like I was telling him, the Brian McKnight first album or Mint Conditions first album. It
Mm.
took a year for it to get its status. And I think as long as we just keep pushing, keep touring, keep talking to people like you and all these shows with these platforms, like we really need to tour with the BBW organization, period. And I know you got the plug, so we need to go to all the I know they have a big one in Vegas. We need to be at that. We need to be at all these. If ain't no reason why us big fat BBMs
I know
shouldn't be
that's
with the
right.
be with the BBW. I know what it is. Come on.
So I'll be at a big BBW event at the end of July. I'm going to swim thick, but I'm hosting a party after the pool party
Where's it
tonight.
at?
So yeah, I'm gonna get to make the DJ play my song so I can
Where's it
show
at?
out. I am. I'm
Where's
gonna
it
put
at?
on. I'm gonna be in Houston.
Listen,
Yeah, it's about to be.
we need to
It's
be
gonna
down
be
there
epic.
for that,
It's
bro.
going down. It's
We
going
need to
down.
be down there for that, bro.
Yeah,
It
it's
might
going.
not be good for
Hey,
you
I'm
that
gonna
we
send y'all.
got
I'm
when
gonna
you
send
just
y'all
got
all the.
married.
I'm gonna send y'all the details of it. Like it's gonna be. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a movie. That's all I keep telling people. It's gonna be a
I
movie
like
out
it.
there, and I'm gonna show out like I always do. No, but I am.
I
So,
already know you are. I see you today taking them.
hey. So love benefits. What are you guys? Are you guys? You just mentioned touring. So are you guys on tour? Are you getting ready to go on tour? How's this? How we pushing the pedal on this, the gas on this? Because this the album too good not to. I know.
Right. So we've been touring since last June. So the dates come and they come. We got some stuff on deck. We got some coming up towards the fall. We chilled this month so he can do his nuptials, and then we'll be back up. We'll be back up in the saddles in September. So y'all be ready for that.
So y'all coming home anytime soon?
Somebody called me.
Home is always tricky, man. Home is always tricky. Sometimes home doesn't.
They don't respect it the way they should.
They don't support
And it's
like they
funny that you
should.
mentioned that because I had like a I don't know if you guys seen. I had an interview with Joe Little,
Big,
and
big bro.
he was saying, shout out to Joe, that's my guy. And he was mentioning the same thing, and and I know some people that personally know you guys that he was like comedians and people that like used to run in that circle with Gerald, and they say that like unfortunately we don't give the love like we should for real.
Kenny Adams.
It's crazy, but I'm excited for whatever y'all bringing. I
Somebody called.
want y'all to come
Somebody
home.
called about doing Thanksgiving. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
And
it's
I
okay.
told him what the price was. and he tried to talk me down 2,000. I'm like, dogs, come on, B. I said this. I said, come on, B. I said, here you go again. I said that's why I haven't come to any of the events before when I was by myself. And then he said he had to get his sponsors. I'm like, dude, I proceeded in situations like that. I proceeded to tell them how to do it to help them get it so they can get their money secured. But in Cleveland, I guess Jason and I were so easy to touch, especially me
Yeah.
being at the radio station. Then on Friday, I'm broadcasting live from Cotton Club. Saturday, I'm broadcasting live from Vales. I kind of ruined the mystique of being a celebrity. And everybody was able to hang out with me. Oh man, we used to hang. I get this all the time. Man, we used to hang out all the time back in the day. I'd be like, "What year was that?" Oh man, about '97, man, up in Vales. I'd be like, "Man, if you don't get your ass out of here with that, man, that's 30 years ago, dude. I don't remember that." And I'm not as abrasive as that, but that's what my brain was thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
but
man, like, and,
rightfully
and,
so though.
I don't know, man. It's just what it is, shorty.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll
But
be
we
in.
took,
Atlanta's like I call Atlanta my home from home. I have a lot of family down there, so I'm usually there a lot. I haven't been there this year yet, but I
yeah,
will be there.
that's what's up.
I love Atlanta. I have family in Detroit,
Okay.
so I have you know.
Yowza. Yowza.
So
Yowza.
Double it. Double it. Going.
Yow.
Going. Going.
So, but everybody needs to go get that album. They need
seriously,
to, especially people from Cleveland. Like
uh-huh.
that's the crazy thing is that a lot of times home is not even your biggest market. Our two biggest markets was the Atlanta, the Carolinas, and New York. Cleveland came in at like seven. You know what I mean during our career, but I get it though, especially after corporate radio came in and took over the city. Things changed a whole hell of a lot. Thank God my uncle had his hand on it in the beginning to
Man,
make sure that we got the proper start. And a lot of artists got their proper start because now the way they uh, categorize and way they do radio is just is unfair to a lot of guys. It is.
so now I wanted to ask you this, and then I'm gonna ask twofold question. What was your favorite song on your first album, and what's your favorite song on the new album?
First
Damn.
album, favorite song probably for me was probably Heartbeat. I used to love Heartbeat. No, Stay the
Man,
Night. Stay the Night.
cold record.
Stay the Night.
Okay.
And on this album, Dave and I both agree that our favorite song is Love Benefits.
Uh,
What's your favorite one on the new one?
Love Benefits. That's probably our favorite song that we've ever recorded is Love Benefits.
Okay.
Man, that's my favorite song we ever recorded, solo or group. Love Benefits. Every time I hear that, I get like that one tear, like Angela Bassett and what's her name, it just start rolling down. It's just a beautiful song, but it's. I think that's a song that's like a coming out party, us coming back. We back in the championship and we busting through the tape at the football game. The team is coming out. That's that record right there.
Mm. So, but is IMF considered your forgive me about if I don't know terminology of how musical, but is that considered like they say the single that's start on the album, or is
Yeah,
that
well,
the
see, when we before we had the situation that we're in now, we were doing everything ourselves, and IMF was the first song that we actually released to the public, and worked and got some radio love for that song. But once we got in this situation with SRG, it was faded, and then Love Benefits.
And we got videos coming too. Y'all just about us
I want to see the
coordinating
video.
together. You
I
might
want to
be able
pay
to work
extra.
that out.
I
Y'all,
want to
but
pay extra.
yeah, you might be to be a leading lady.
That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all, but
Catty, catty.
I don't know.
I'm talking about.
I don't know.
I love
We
that.
should do. We should do it. I think we should do a movie though, a small short movie
I say do it all. Do it.
called Big Gang.
Uh, do
What
it
it's gonna be
all.
called?
Called Big Gang and tell him to film it for us.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
I
But
forgot Big Gang's real name. I just seen he got a documentary out on depression from Cleveland. What's his real name? His name used to be Big Gang back then. He had offices up on Lee Road. Big Gang.
mm,
He doing some big things with the movies and documentaries and stuff.
I think y'all
So
really
I got
should do it. I think y'all should do the movie. That would actually
crap.
that change.
Change the game.
That'll be dope. That'll be super dope for real.
Change the
I
game.
love it. So now love benefits out. Y'all touring soon. Y'all pushing these songs. I'm gonna be pushing the songs too and all that good stuff. I am very proud of you guys. I mean, not that you have to hear that from me, but it's like an honor that a lot of us that love you guys and love the love of music, we can say that's a badge of honor. Like to see you guys come back and do what you've done is phenomenal. And I pay homage. I congratulate you guys with
Thank
the
you so much.
utmost respect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm blown by this album. I really am.
We need you. We need you. We
Yes.
need you. We appreciate you. Tell the BBW organizations we need to be a part of every convention they got in every city because it's a lot of them.
Yes, it
And
is. And I'm trying to
let's
throw some here for Cleveland, believe it or not, you guys.
let's
I'm
do it.
working on that. So
Let's talk about it.
yeah, let's talk about it. For facts. No pun intended. Let's talk about it.
Yowzers.
So let the world know before we wrap this up, because we're gonna wrap this up. Let the world know what Men in Large really, really have on their hearts to say to everybody, not just from a great history, but now who you guys are now and your knowledge of music and what you want to give the world as far as music wise. Let them know.
I think the imprint that we would like to leave, or that we would like to infuse into this current musical landscape, is just really what our album is talking about, and that is the benefits of love. We would like to dispel some of the old myths that if a man, sometimes the old myth was men don't cry, you shouldn't cry, you should man up, don't be a punk, you got to be hard, you got to be quiet, you got to, we want men to know that you can cry and still be all man. You can be vulnerable with your woman and probably will get a lot farther in your relationship with vulnerability than you will with this other hard exterior. We
Dig it.
want people to when they come see us or when they listen to us, we want it to be an experience. We want you to, if love is far from your radar because of past hurt, past trauma, we want this album and whatever it is that we have to say and to offer, we want it to ignite that hope again, the hope of love. That love really does exist. Real, genuine love is available and is possible. But you got to first understand that you got to be a part of that equation. You can't bring toxicity expecting to have genuine love. You got to work on that baggage that you have and bring some love benefits with you so that you can enjoy the love benefits with your partner.
That's deep. That was beautiful. I mean,
Ain't nothing else to say,
it gives
really.
a meaning. It gives a different meaning to your record. I mean, like to hear that. I wasn't expecting that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
Ain't nothing else to say. I'm up here.
He dropped the mic. Oh, he dropped the mic. Oh Lord.
No, I was like this. No, I'm joking. But all thing I can say is whatever he said. That's it. Love is what the world needs right now, man. And lean on that. Love heals all. Love cures all. Make sure y'all go and follow us, man. The Facebook page is Men at Large.
Yeah,
The
drop y'all
Instagram
tags. I was
is
gonna tell you that. Drop y'all tags.
yeah. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out. So the Facebook page is Men at Large. The Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok page is at the Men at Large. At the Men at Large. And follow us, man. Follow us, man. Follow us. Follow us. Follow us. And get that music because I guarantee you, it's in the top five of best R&B album of the year. I guarantee you.
I mean,
And
it's fire.
I'm telling you,
Complete
top
fire.
five.
It's complete fire.
Yowza.
It's definitely fire. And let me say this to you too. Why this is my show, so I can say this. Next time I put up a post and I tag y'all, y'all better say something about it. My post was cute.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's all love. I did it out of love, and I appreciate the love that you guys are pouring out to the world. It's not just in y'all. Y'all pour it out. Love benefits. Y'all, love benefits is out there. It's dope. I'm not gonna make this up. I ain't doing it to hype their heads up at all.
We
It's
believe
a
you. We believe you.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful album. It's amazing, and I'm
Thank
just
you.
grateful to be able to be a part of y'all wave. This wave is back up, and we just want to keep it going. We want to make sure that we support every way y'all go and download this on every major streaming or any streaming device or uh, what do you call it?
Platform.
Platform. That's the
Yes.
word. Y'all know I'm not
And
making
if
stuff.
they want a hard copy with the insert that's autographed, go to the link in all the bios on our pages, even our solo pages, and hit it in the very top one, so you
I
can
didn't
get
know
the
that.
hard.
You want? I didn't know that.
There's one right. I ain't talking about you, everybody. They go yours right there.
That's mine.
No, that's Marie's, ain't it?
I know.
Yeah, that's mine.
Right. I'm trying to steal Marie.
Yeah.
BBW tonight.
Welcome to the BBW show. I thank y'all. My fans thank y'all. My people, my followers. The station of Static Radio. We definitely thank and love
Yes, thank you
y'all.
so
Yeah,
We're
much.
just gonna keep this wave going. I cannot wait to connect with you guys even more. We're gonna do some more collabs for sure.
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the BBW show, y'all. Where we do it bigger, better, better, more beautiful every single time. I'm out. I'm leaving. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Y'all was a
Hey.
call me, Jay.
Hey, in my feelings, it's the song. Oh, that gravity, honey. I'm all in love with that. Baby, you got me. Baby, you got me. Baby, you killing. Oh, they were so enjoyable, man. Yes. I can't wait to get them in person. That's gonna be.
I'm trying to get him here for the boat cruise next year.
Yeah, she did talk to him. I'm just seeing him. She's a canary here. Beautiful daughter. To be with her will be an honor. Blow me away like a bomber. Big mama Michelle Obama. I'm in my feelings. You got me all up in my feelings. Baby, you killing. I ain't even screaming up to the ceiling. Baby, you got me. Baby, you got me. I'm in my feelings. Baby, you killing. Up to the ceiling. Baby, you got me.